Got a question. On the 4 kind of when you pick your support or resistance, there's so many options for areas to pick from. How you decide to pick one. I think it's important to understand like why you're drawing it, where you're drawing it, right? Like what are you looking for? For instance, like the higher time frame is what you're using to identify the direction that you head into that day, right? So on a small time frame, all you're really doing is you're trying to use those levels to look for your position. So like for instance, I asked you like why you want to use them. So for instance, like if the daily candle was bearish and you're looking for sells down for a day, you have an overall direction on the smaller time frame. Based off the levels that you have, how are you gonna look for those sells down? Like for instance, like if let's say today we're bearish, if you're looking for sells down, what would make the most sense for you? Like, are you looking to identify this as one whole range and you're looking for a breakup below here, or are you looking to take advantage of the sells below here coming down towards here with the daily bias being bearish, right? So yeah, there are a lot of options, but you have to understand what you're looking for before you mark up your levels and your zones. Like today, for instance, for me, I'm looking for sells below at 28 and 29, but only if you come up for a top wick first. So like, let's say you come up like this, right? And you flip bearish, I'm looking for sells in the flip down towards 25. I'm looking for whatever this is down towards here, but I need to see this being grabbed first, right? So for me, like, yeah, there's levels here, right? But then now these levels here and here would be more of like advantage point levels. So like understand that, okay, once price comes down towards like these levels, if I were to take a sell, I'm moving stop to break even here, but I'm not looking for a breakout here. I'm looking for the flip here. Understand that I need this to come down, right? If I don't grab that, let's say I want to look for a breakup below 25, the same thing. I'll wait for a close below 25 and I'll use that advantage. I'll use that to my advantage instead. I'll look for a sell below there, want to get, you know, some type of top wick, and then taking a sell below 25 down towards 22. And I think it's key to understand, and it's something that I've been working on understanding more, is that like based off of your entry, is that entry valid for a runner or not? In the past, like every trade I take, and you probably noticed that, but like every trade I used to take, I'll attempt runners. I'll attempt 100% runner every single trade. But now we start doing that less because not every trade gives you a runner opportunity based off where your entry is. Like, and the way I see it is that like, okay, if you were to grab sells from like below 29 down, right, what are the odds based off of how steep the top wick was that you'll drive down towards 22? So based off of like this, for instance, this top wick right here, I understand that like if that's the top wick for us to drive down, we're not gonna drive them that steep. We're probably gonna drive down towards minimum like 2022 and it starts to range there, and that's what happened. So I'll understand that, okay, I'm looking to just target this level to the left here. I'm not looking to target this just yet. However, if you were to grab a top wick like this, a little steeper, right, at 34, 35, and then you were to come down, then great, you can probably attempt a runner coming down towards 25 or even 22 instead. And that's key to understand as well. So it comes down to just like the liquidity you have and the ranges you're looking to grab in the current moment of what price is printing. Like for instance, like this right here, right, this bottom wick, if you were to rip up, where are you gonna see reaction at? Likely you're likely gonna see a reaction in this range at 31, because this wasn't that steep of a bottom wick. However, if you were to, like for instance, come down a lot steeper like this, tap in 25, 22 and 25, then there's a higher chance this can run up towards 34. So therefore I'll attempt a runner. But if it's just like this, right, I'm assuming you'll see price tap 31 eventually, and once it tap 31, you might start to range. And the chances of you know, coming back if you were to hold a runner is a lot higher because this was the liquidity. Whereas if you grab a steeper area for liquidity, the chance of you coming back down to grab this area again is very low. So therefore you have a higher chance to drive. But that's why I haven't been like attempting runners as often as I used to, because the chances of my runners playing out are a lot lower. It's kind of like a slingshot. Yeah, the steeper you pull back, the steeper it drives. Yeah, exactly what it is. And that's why it's like it's possible to grab whatever. Like you could have grabbed the sells from here to here, but if that's what you understood about that structure. right? Like for instance, like I'm pretty sure some person in the chat grabbed sells from 30 down towards here because they're maybe waiting for a top here, take advantage of the flip coming down towards here, and that would have been the move, right? So there's no right or wrong way of entering your positions really, but it comes down